Articles of impeachment are presented against President Trump. A deadly crash investigation on the 99 continues, and dozens of local children are exposed to pepper spray. This is 17 News at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Tabitha Mills, and we begin with the latest on the impeachment inquiry. Democrats announced articles of impeachment against President Trump today. After scores of hearings and witnesses, they've decided to limit their focus to 2 articles. NBC's Susan McGinnis explains.
For only the 4th time in U.S. history, the House of Representatives proceeds with formal articles of impeachment against a sitting president.
We must be clear. No one, not even the president, is above the law.
After months of testimony from dozens of witnesses, Democrats concluding when the president pressured Ukraine to dig up dirt on rival Joe Biden while holding millions in aid captive, he abused the power of his office. Investigators also finding he obstructed Congress in blocking requested documents and instructing White House staff to defy congressional subpoenas to appear.
If allowed to stand, it would decimate Congress's ability to conduct oversight of this president or any other in the future.
You made a ruling on the point of order.
The bitter partisan divide on full display at Monday's House Judiciary Committee hearing. Republicans decrying the process as a baseless sham.
We all should be alarmed at how they've abused their power with this majority in Congress.
The articles announced the same day President Trump meets with Russia's foreign minister. President tweeting witch hunt and repeating his claim that Ukraine's president said there was no pressure. The Judiciary Committee will likely vote on the articles Thursday, setting the stage for a vote by the full House next week.
The White House says it's already preparing for a Senate trial and plans to participate. Expect more of the president's reaction at a rally tonight in Hershey, Pennsylvania. In Washington, Susan McGinnis, NBC News.
And House Republicans reacted today to Democrats introducing 2 articles of impeachment against President Trump. House Minority Leader and Bakersfield Congressman Kevin McCarthy continued defending the president, saying he's done nothing wrong. He also stressed Democrats don't have the right to remove President Trump from office just because they don't like him.
Impeachment is the removal of the highest elected person in this land. I don't care if you think Americans who support President Trump are deplorables, but you do not have the right to disqualify their vote just because you do not like President Trump.
All right, let's switch gears a little bit and check in with Kevin in your forecast.
And taking you outside, the fog has lifted, but we still have that stratus deck, which will be around all day today. The fog actually was pretty thick this morning. We were down to 0 visibility in most locations of the valley. Take a look at the visible satellite, and you can see these clouds pushing in from the west, and we'll continue to see that throughout the day here. Currently, the temperature of 53 degrees. We have a light wind out of the west at 8, visibility at 4 miles. And as we take a look at the temperatures for today, we will rise into the upper 50s before slipping back into those cool 40s by later on this evening. Tehachapi right now at 54, and east-south wind at 14. You have a 10-mile visibility, looking good there. And this afternoon, temperatures will start the decline with these clouds moving on in. And you can see throughout the evening, we'll be back into those chilly 30s. So if you are going to be out and about after 8 o'clock, you'll definitely need that jacket. We are also tracking another storm that could bring more rain to the state, but is Kern County part of that? I've got the details coming up in just a few minutes.
Kevin, thank you. A woman was killed on Highway 99 despite the best efforts of a group of Good Samaritans. The crash happened around 6:15 yesterday, and that was on the northbound lanes of the 99 near the I-5 split. Highway Patrol says only 1 car was involved in the crash. Officers arrived to find the driver pinned between the door and the guardrail, where the woman was being helped by Good Samaritans.
So they tried to extricate the party, but were unable to perform medical aid. They were ultimately able to, with the help of some civilians, got the party out, immediately started CPR.
Fire crews arrived and took over CPR, but the woman died at the scene. No one else was hurt in the crash. The woman's identity has not been released. An investigation is underway into how dozens of children were exposed to pepper spray on a school bus. It happened just before 4 yesterday afternoon on Highway 58 and Mayer Avenue. The county fire department says the bus was carrying 51 students from the Rio Bravo Greeley Union School District. A dozen complained of burning and itchy skin and difficulty breathing, with 1 child taken to the hospital.
When the firefighters arrived on scene, they were able to discern that it was not some sort of ag or other form of overspray, but rather it was pepper spray that had been released, whether intentional or accidental, from within inside the school bus.
Dozens of firefighters, hazmat crews, law enforcement, environmental health, and the school district responded to the scene. Homelessness is an issue we continue to follow closely here at KGET. The city of Bakersfield will host the first of 2 community meetings today to get public feedback on 2 potential emergency homeless shelter sites. Last week, city officials announced they are considering turning a vacant space on Brown and 18th Streets into a 150-bed emergency homeless shelter. That's one of 2 such proposals for a future shelter location. The other proposal, a 450-bed facility on 1900 East Brundage Lane, land long occupied by Calcott. Today, the city plans to host a community meeting at Jerusalem Mission Church to discuss the proposals.
The idea is to maybe answer some of those questions that people may have, and maybe even dispel some rumors or misunderstandings that they may have about both of these sites as well. The city is committed to addressing the homelessness issue, and so we want to get this taken care of.
The meeting at Jerusalem Mission Church on Cottonwood Road begins at 6 this evening. The second is set for next Monday at the MLK Community Center on South Owen Street. The public is encouraged to attend. New details about an attempted rape in southwest Bakersfield. As we've reported, it happened last week inside of a vacant apartment on Ming Avenue. Now we're learning a bit more about what exactly went on that day. Court documents obtained by 17 News say a 50-year-old woman was entering an apartment the morning of December 3rd. And that's when 25-year-old Byron Willis grabbed her from behind and groped her breast. When she tried to leave, Willis allegedly placed his hands around the woman's neck and choked her. Then he allegedly tried to remove her pants. The woman eventually kicked Willis in the groin, which allowed her to escape. Willis has pleaded not guilty to charges of attempted rape and false imprisonment with violence. He is next due in court on December 18th. The Delano Police Department held a town hall last night to talk about the community's concerns and share what the department is doing to address them. The biggest concern discussed last night was gang violence. 17's Amber Frias was there and has a recap of the discussion for us.
The one problem on everyone's mind Monday evening?
It's no secret that Delano has a gang problem.
Gang violence, an increasing concern in Delano.
In our city, last year, for example, almost all of our murders, with the exception of one, were related to gangs, and it's been the same thing this year.
During September and October of this year, 4 separate homicides rattled the city, triggering the police department to launch a gun violence response operation.
We put together about 70 officers, and we scoured the community.
And it worked.
Since then, we haven't had any murders. In fact, our shootings have been way down since then, and so we believe that it's had the effect that we wanted it to have.
Along with the launched operation, the department has also been working hard on educating the community about gang violence.
It's important for us to inform our community about what the gang picture is like in our city.
The majority of the meeting was spent teaching the community about a prominent gang in the area, the Norteños.
I don't want anybody in this community to live in fear, and I think that's a big part of it.
Arnold Morrison, a Delano resident, recognizes the city has a gang problem and appreciates the department keeping him informed. He said often he attends these community meetings and hopes others would too.
I think if the more people are informed and the better educated we have our community, I think we can do more for it. I think that a lot of the problems that stem is just a lack of communication simply, and I think that once we have that under our belt and we get more people involved, I think that it's just going to make it better for everybody.
Delano PD also reminds the community that if you have a tip to report, you can call 721-3369. Amber Frias, 17 News.
Thank you, Amber. The search continues this afternoon for a missing Wasco man. This is a picture of 85-year-old Theoda Harrison. The Sheriff's Department says he was last seen around 7 o'clock Saturday evening. Harrison has a number of medical conditions and may not have been taking his medication. They believe he is driving a silver 2009 Toyota Camry, California license plate BD362DP. If you have seen Harrison, call 911. Dozens of dogs were rescued from a stolen van. How cops were able to track the thieves and retrieve the pups when we come back. Welcome back. 24 dogs are a little shaken but safe and sound. They were in a stolen cargo van belonging to a pet transport company, but authorities were able to track the vehicle and get them back. Laura Anthony reports.
The dogs are all nice and safe.
Good. They were a bit agitated and some were shaking, but the more than 24 dogs stolen overnight in Fremont appeared to be in good shape as they were recovered in Oakland.
I gave the officer a big hug. Yeah.
Are you relieved?
I will be when I see the dogs, and I know that they're all there. I just don't know if they're all there yet.
Oakland police say investigators tracked the van's movements with its built-in GPS as the alleged thief was driving in the area of 81st Avenue and Olive Street.
We were able to ping the van and the location of the van, so officers were searching the area to rescue these dogs.
Police arrested the alleged thief and recovered 27 dogs along with the van, which was dirty and disheveled but otherwise intact.
I came down at about 1:30 or so in the morning and checked on them.
Julie Bingham told us she travels all over the country for her dog transport business and that the van was left locked but with the engine running so the animals had proper ventilation, food and water. Oakland police say it appears the suspect was actually driving the stolen van around town trying to sell the dogs out of the back. The second man detained by police told us he was just trying to buy one.
The dude drove up trying to sell a dog to me. I tried to buy a dog from him. The next thing I know, the police came.
Glad those pups are safe and sound. Let's take a look at your forecast with Kevin.
And we're going to take you outside once again, looking off to the east. This is our downtown cam from on top of KGET here. But I want to show you some other areas around town. We did see the fog earlier this morning. You can see out in Wasco, 46 degrees. We've got some clouds out that way. Arvin, mostly cloudy and 55. And then Golden Hills, 54 with some clouds. Trying to see some blue skies there. And then we've got mostly cloudy skies out of Frazier Park. And currently we're in the lower 50s. Here's a look at Bakersfield right now, 53 degrees, west wind at 8 miles per hour. Visibility's improved from this morning. We were down to 0 visibility. We're at 4 miles right now. Overnight, 42, so slightly above the normal of 39. Normal high today, 57. The record of 85 was set back a long time ago, 1912. Here's a look at temperatures to start off our afternoon. We're in the 50s in all valley locations. And guess what? We have 50s in the mountains and also into the desert. So it's a good start to the afternoon with some mild temperatures. And here's a look at the satellite and radar. Nothing on radar, not expecting anything of that nature, but we are going to see these clouds stream in from the west as we go throughout today. Take a look at the traffic cam along I-5 near Fraser Mountain Road, and things are nice and clear there. A little bit of cloud cover, but not a lot of traffic as you can see there. This is what we're seeing right now with this band of clouds. This will push on through, and then as we head into tomorrow and more so on Friday, we're going to get this little break, and that'll give us some clearing Friday before this next system organizes more into late Friday into the weekend. And it looks like right now the system is going to be remaining more to the north. So here's our first leg of that in the cloud cover for today. This is what we're going to be tracking as we head into Saturday, bringing us a chance of some rain. This first leg is also bringing some showers into northern California. So how much rain? Take a look at our futurecast model. This is our GFS model, and you can see the bulk of this will remain north, but even at that, only about 3/10 out of Redding, 500s in the Bay Area, and maybe close to 1/10 of an inch out of Fresno. The models want to put about 400ths of an inch for Bakersfield, but I think that might even be on the high side. So here's a look at our weather headlines. We dealt with the morning fog this morning. We'll probably see it tomorrow. Could see a little even a drizzle here or there today with these clouds lifting, the fog lifting, and then we've got the stratus above that moving in from the west. And then skies will clear out Friday, so look for mostly sunny skies before that next system arrives on Saturday. And again, under 500ths of an inch of rain expected. Air quality today will be good with an AQI at 42, and burning is discouraged. You can find out all this information at valleyair.org. And here's a look at today. We'll call for mostly cloudy skies right here, 60 in Bakersfield, 59 in McFarland and Delano, 58 in Taft for the mountains. And the Kern River Valley, we'll look for mostly cloudy skies and east wind, 5 to 10. 52 in Frazier Park, 54 in Tehachapi, and mid-50s for Lake Isabel and Weldon. And then for the desert, look for mostly cloudy skies as we progress here into the afternoon. Started out sunny, but now the clouds are filtering on in. 56 in Mojave, 57 in Ridgecrest, and your extended forecast. Tomorrow, we'll probably see a little bit of fog once again. Temperatures remain in the 60s, and then on Saturday, we'll put a 30% chance of light showers in there. By Monday, we're sunny again. Into the mountains, also a mix of sun and clouds the next few days. Breezy for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Slight chance of a shower on Saturday as well. And then for the Kern River Valley, same situation. Temperatures remaining in the upper 50s to lower 60s through Saturday. Then we'll cool you down into the lower 50s by the end of the weekend and early next week. So definitely been seeing the fog each morning. Luckily, we haven't had any major accidents due to the fog. We had one school delay this morning, Pond, but that has been about it. So tomorrow morning, we'll see what happens.
Just be careful out there if you do see that fog.
Yes, most definitely.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Well, if you're going away, analysts say a key feature to iPhones could be going away soon. What that means for your current phone, that's just ahead.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back in your 17 Business Watch. Checking stocks, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 3 points today, roughly 4 points. S&P 500 down about a point, and the NASDAQ up 3.5 points at this time. Here's your oil prices. West Texas Intermediate at $59.32 a barrel, and Midway Sunset Oil at $62.77 a barrel. Well, it may be time to bid farewell to Apple's Lightning charging cable. Analysts say the company could get rid of the charging cable and port on premium models in 2021. That means your new iPhone would require a wireless charging dock, which Apple already makes for its later model iPhones. If the company does end up getting rid of the charging port and cable, that would join the long list of other things Apple has nixed, from the floppy disk drive in '98 to the most recent USB port and headphone jack. Apple hasn't confirmed the speculations. If you have White Castle burgers in your freezer, you need to know that they may be subject to recall. White Castle issued the voluntary recall because the burgers may be contaminated with listeria. Frozen 6-pack cheeseburgers, frozen 6-pack hamburgers, and frozen 6-pack jalapeno cheeseburgers, as well as 16-pack hamburgers and cheeseburgers, are a part of the recall. They all have Best Buy dates ranging from August 4th, 2020 to August 17th, 2020. So far, no illnesses are associated with consuming the product. We'll scratch another wish granted by a local credit union. See how Strata gave a helping hand to the Devil Pups in just 2 minutes. And still ahead, most of us are fine with Christmas, or just one Christmas tree, that is, but one family decided, why not a few hundred? That story's still ahead on 17 News. Welcome back. Strata Credit Union is making wishes come true in honor of its 70th anniversary. Yesterday, the credit union fulfilled wish number 67 with a gift to the Devil Pups Youth Program. Dick Taylor says he submitted a request to Strata, hoping it would help with the cost of sending local teams to Camp Pendleton.
It costs our organization $800 per teenager to send them down to camp. So the kids don't pay for it, somebody pays for it, and in this case, Strata is helping us to fund several teenagers to do the 10-day camp, which includes living in Marine Corps barracks, eating Marine Corps food, following Marines around, doing a lot of physical exercise, hiking, probably more hiking than kids ever realized that they were capable of doing.
Taylor says the teens learn leadership skills, and those who complete the Devil Pups Youth Camp are honored at an awards ceremony. A reminder, our 17 Days of Christmas toy drive is rolling on. We've seen so many people come out and drop off donations, and your gifts will go to kids and teens at the Bakersfield Homeless Center and the Boys and Girls Clubs of Kern County. The toy drive goes on until next Tuesday, December 17th. You can drop off new unwrapped gifts to our lobby in downtown Bakersfield, or go to the Bakersfield Homeless Center on East Truxton Avenue, or the Boys and Girls Clubs on Niles Street. And we're gearing up for our annual Children's Miracle Network Day of Giving to benefit the Lawrence Small Children's Center at Bakersfield Memorial Hospital. The center helps serve people like Kelly and Jesse Harris. The couple brought their little boy Levi there last spring after he was bitten by a snake. Levi was rushed to Bakersfield Memorial Hospital's pediatric intensive care unit, and his hand and arm rapidly swelled from the toxic snake venom. Over the next 24 hours, Levi received 18 doses of anti-venom. Levi eventually had cosmetic surgery on his hand by a burn surgeon at the hospital. But that couldn't have happened without you and your generosity over the years. Our CMN Day of Giving starts tomorrow at 5 a.m. It'll last till 7 p.m., that is, and we will bring you live reports all day long from Bakersfield Memorial Hospital. And we hope you'll join us there. More and more couples are meeting their soulmate through online dating, but one couple became the perfect match for each other, and it saved one of their lives. Dennis Shanahan has the story.
Lisa and Dan Summers of Auburn first met through eHarmony.
They actually reached out to me and they're like, you need to go on this date, and I hadn't gotten that with anybody else, and they're like, your compatibility is extremely high.
Little did they know how deep that compatibility went. In his 30s, Dan found out from doctors he had a kidney issue due to a gout attack in his 20s.
I knew about 10 years ago that there was going to be some trouble sometime in the future, and they thought it was going to be when I was in my 50s or 60s, and it ended up hitting last year.
He went on dialysis and needed a kidney donor. Lisa was tested, and it turned out she was a match. Doctors told them the odds of that were 1 in 100,000.
It's like being next to a stranger on a train, matching them, and then also falling in love on top of it, There was this sense that it was going to work.
Certificate of merit Lisa does for being an awesome person.
The kidney transplant was completed successfully at UCF Medical Center August 22nd, and life is now back to normal, but with a new appreciation for every moment together and with their son Jasper.
Being able to see him in front of me just holding my son's hand, or when he lifts him, or those fun moments, it's like there's an extra appreciation to it that my son gets to have his father growing up,
And they have a message for anyone who might consider giving the great gift of a kidney.
There's a shortage of donors that are out there right now, and there's a number of people that are in kidney failure, and dialysis is not a fun thing. On a live donor, they can get 10 to 20, sometimes 30 years if the match is really good.
We were pretty lucky.
Yeah.
Best thing I ever did was sign up for eHarmony.
There you go.
Changed my life completely.
And yours.
Mine too, yeah. Kept me alive.
Well, there's so much more ahead on 17 News at noon. Stay with us. Well, welcome back. If you think you go all out for Christmas, we hate to break it to you, but nothing compares to this family's display in Germany. They broke a world record for having the most Christmas trees in their home. Last year, they decorated 360 trees, 16. This year, 350. I don't even think there's room to walk in there. Look at that.
I love Christmas, but after putting up one tree, I'm exhausted.
That's all the time we have here for 17 News at noon. We'll see you back here at 5.
17 News, your local news leader, continues 24 hours a day on KGET.com and our 17 News app. In the spirit of the Golden Empire, 17 News.